We are back on Taking Care of Business on Koerner Radio News Talk, 1180, 1230 KGEO, 1410 KERI, and now in Albuquerque, New Mexico on 1000 KKIM, and in the Bay Area, Richmond, Oakland, and the San Francisco Bay Area. Our guests in studio are four gentlemen from the Healing Word International Chaplain Ministries.
Kerry, you started this program, or chaplains program, several years ago, and you actually train and teach chaplains. Is that correct?
That's correct. I'm the Dean of Chaplains Program at Summit Bible College, and we require our chaplains to all get a degree because we interface with government agencies and different people, and it's not enough these days just say, well, I have a good heart and I want to help people. They're not impressed with that, so we require our chaplains to get special training in dealing with people who are really stressed out, traumatized.
So what's the difference between a chaplain and a minister?
Great question. Thank you so much for asking that, Clay. The difference is that most ministers are pastors. Pastors do a wonderful job. They have a local congregation, and that takes up 99% of their time, and they're working out of a particular church building. And chaplains are different. Our congregation is the whole world. And it doesn't really matter what they believe or what God they serve or what religion they have. We are there for them because we're not about preaching. We're not about doctrine. We're about helping people that are traumatized that some of them, if you don't help them, they'll go home and commit suicide. It's so horrendous what happens to people these days. So that's what we do. We train specifically for that. So
you're not really concerned whether they have religion or what religion they have?
Really don't, because that's not what we're there for. There are other people that will deal with that issue. Preaching to someone that's standing in the cul-de-sac with their family looking at the burned-out shell of their house and coming up and preaching to them, it doesn't help them. They're so traumatized that they can't hear you anyway. So that's something for the counseling office, maybe a few days after the problem. So we try to concentrate on the right now.
So if anyone was interested in finding out more about becoming a chaplain, they can contact Summit Bible College, or they could go to your website, which is www.chaplainresponse.org. Is that correct?
That's true. Or they could call Summit Bible College at 661-328-1151.
And who do they ask for?
Caitlin Hashem.
Okay. And it looks like from the material I have, you have a pretty large contingency that's working with you right now.
We have in this area about 50 or 60 chaplains, and it grows so fast I can't keep up with it, but about 50 or 60 chaplains here in this area. Then we have chaplains in other states, and we have chaplains in other nations. And but right now we're trying to concentrate on this part of it right here to get it solidified and going. Then we can take what we're doing to the other chaplains in the other places.
And then you have specific programs within that organization, such as the prison ministry program that I think Billy works with. Is that correct?
Definitely. Billy works with it, plus several other people. Maybe 4 or 5 other chaplains are involved in regular prison ministry. I was, too, until I injured my ankle. I intend to go back to it when I get a little bit better.
And how do you raise your funds to support all these activities?
Up to this point, most of the money has come out of the wallets of the volunteer chaplains in our organization.
And so if somebody wanted to make a donation, how would they do that?
Well, they could go to the website and do it. There's a page on there, a donation page. They could also just simply make out a check and send it to the headquarters address.
Summit Bible College?
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
Healing Word International headquarters is 601 Empty Saddle Lane, Bakersfield, 93309. They
Perfect
could do that.
name, Empty Saddle.
Yeah, because I fell off my horse and hurt my ankle.
Well, no money. You need to get some money, so let's fill that saddle.
We need to fill the saddle. We could use some money because the
that.
projects that we're looking at doing are incredibly expensive. But we have faith in God that these things are going to come to pass, and people are coming our way that want to help, and it's really great.
Now, do you already have the property, or are you looking to buy the property?
We're looking to buy the property. About 3 years ago, I went to a KLA meeting, and Kevin McCarthy was the speaker, and he basically said, I'd love to see a faith-based prison in Kern County. Well, I took him at his word, and that's what we're working toward.
Well, that's the problem Obama had, though. People took him at his word.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to throw that in.
That's quite all right. I agree with you. But
yes.
So that's what we're doing. We are getting some traction with property from the city for a sober living facility, and we're looking to get some other property for this faith-based prison.
Well, I think there's a group, Jeremy Statt is trying to put in a veterans-type hospital. Are you working with Jeremy at all? Or?
Well, we work with him, and we cross paths and work together on some things like PTSD counseling and things like that, but we're not actually partnered up, but we admire what he's trying to do, and we're all for him.
There's only so much money in this town, but this is a great town for donating money to organizations and groups.
They step up.
They do.
Yeah, we really
It's wonderful
do
to see. I like it.
We're having a conversation with some gentlemen from Healing Word International Chaplains Ministries. So, Carrie, a question for you and Billy. Explain to me the process. So you've got somebody who, say, for example, like my son, who ends up on drugs, ends up in prison. What can you do to help him?
Go ahead, Billy.
Well, if I had a home, I would bring him home, and we would do it just like a unit in prison. The top dog would run the place, but we would do it for God. It wouldn't be, you're going to clean my shoes and you're making my bed and cleaning my cell. It's Jesus came to serve and not be served. So our top brother is going to be at the bottom, and that's how we're going to do it. Because when these guys get out, they have PTSD, which I didn't realize till I got out and saw it. But we come home and there's nothing, just like the veterans. And we committed the crime, we did the time. Says the Bible, pay your debt to society. It's over. It's not anymore. We got parole, we got probation, we got fines, we got this. And how do you ever pay them when you're doing one thing, you make a mistake, they violate you, you go back for a year, start the whole thing over, then you're paying on 2 parole violations. How are you going to? You can't pay off the first one. How'd you get a second one?
Exactly.
It's just bad.
Yeah. So tell us again about the projects that you have.
The projects that we have that right now are happening. Faith-based prison is down the road a couple of years because of the magnitude of it. I mean, it's huge, you know. And but what we're working on right now is that we've been working with one of the councilmen in the city, Ward 1, Willie Rivera. He's working with us to help us get some property donated by the city for sober living program. Sober living, they usually come out of jail rather than prison. Although some come from prison. What they do, they come and they stay there, and they have to work, and they have to pay their own rent. There's programs available there. You can sit down and talk to somebody about all this kind of stuff that's going on in their life and help them out that way. So that's the thing we got going now. The other thing that we're working on immediately is our Angel Fire Camp, which is up in the high desert, for long-term people, mostly veterans or people that are coming out of mainline prison, to work with them with counseling and working in the afternoon, all those kind of things. I mean, the full service program for them.
How long does somebody go up to a program like that?
Sober living is, I don't know, they can stay there, how long, Billy? 6 months?
6 months.
6 months, and then the people coming out of the other would be... they could be in the program for 6 months, maybe a year.
So you have, I guess, George and yourself have written a paper on faith-based incarceration projects.
Yes.
If someone wanted to get a copy of that paper, where would they go to get it?
Call the 800 number. We have a 24/7 dispatch. Call 1-800-527-2742 and just tell the person that answers what you'd like.
And this will give them a complete overview of what you're trying to do?
It definitely would.
That's excellent. And I know you have a lot of references in there as well. Super. So that's 800-527-2742.
That's right.
Ask for the Faith-Based Incarceration Project paper.
That's correct.
And Caesar, I see you grabbing the mic. You were going to mention something?
Yeah, with Angel Fire Camp project up in the desert, there'll be farming, new farming jobs out there. Well, pretty much creating jobs for our veterans coming back also. So, you know, there's more involved with that camp. Aquaponics farming, non-GMO foods, things like that, that would help create more jobs for our veterans.
So with less than the minute we have left, give your website and phone numbers again.
The website is www.chaplainresponse, one word, chaplainresponse.org. The phone number is 1-800-527-2742.
And other than money, what is the immediate need that you have?
Money.
We need property quick that is passable, because I have guys coming to my house all the time, And it's heartbreaking when I turn my life around to watch my same brothers that don't know how, and I have nowhere to take them.
Yeah.
We could actually use, sorry about that, we could actually use about 10 acres to build this project on that we really want to build.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you.
God bless you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
We'll see you in 167 hours on Taking Care of Business on Koerner Radio News Talk 1180.